Okay, so the decision-making process is pretty simple and easy to apply to any type of decision-making or any situation you have to make a decision. Um, I feel like it's crucial to walk through these steps and make sure you hit each step one by one and really to help figure out the best decision to make for the scenario. Um so for the first step, it's identifying the problem. So say a company is not producing enough product. This would be identifying this issue. So the first step is like identifying that you're not producing enough product to benefit your organization. And then you also think of different opportunity, find opportunities to help for the situation. So number two, is identifying what is causing this problem. So maybe it's a lack of motivation in the organization, and your employees just aren't motivated enough to get the work done, or maybe you don't have enough raw resources to improve your production number. And then for the third one is coming up with multiple solutions in order to improve in this area. So like just some s- solutions that I could think of off the top of my head for a company that can't produce enough product is like trying to find different ways to motivate your employees in order to get them to work harder and improve in their production. And then maybe taking a look at your raw materials, seeing if you have enough to produce what you're trying to, like the numbers you're trying to reach. Um, and then for the fourth step, it's to choose the best solution for this problem that has occurred, and which solution will work best for the scenario. So obviously you're gonna come up with multiple solutions for this conflict that has came about, but it's your job as a manager to pick and go with the one with the best option for your that'll make your that's most excuse me that's most optimal for your organization. And then for the fifth step, it's obviously apply this and like uh, stick to your plans in order to improve your organization. And then for your fifth step, it's to evaluate and just kind of look back and see how well this decision worked out. If you need to make more corrections to so it kind of leads back to like the last chapter. So when you make a decision, you got to figure out you got to look at your plan after going through it for a while and see if there was any mistakes and what were the positive outcomes of this situation. So you can use those negatives and apply them next time so that you don't make the same mistake in the future. um and then for the second question, so the classical approach for decision making is simply finding the best fit for a scenario. Um, when some type of conflict comes up, you gotta really look at what um, what decision is gonna fit best for the scenario, so it helps you get maximum uh, production out from your decision that you made. And then for the administrative, this is kind of the opposite of the classical. Administrative is like making a split decision uh, based on the little information that you've gathered, or if any at all. But as for the classical, you kind of sit back and really take it all in and look at all the different scenarios that could happen from making a certain decision. So personally, I feel like classical would probably be best to make a decision. As for administrative, it's kind of unprofessional almost, to make a decision without looking at all the possible outcomes. Um, then so it kind of differs as for how decision styles, like what decision style you're gonna use based off of the manager and just like their beliefs of making decisions. Um, so some may perceive the problems not as a big of an issue as it really is. So this can cause them to choose the administrative route and just kind of making a split decision. But as for those managers that really do take in every possible outcome, will really look back and use the classical decision style just to have the most optimal outcome as a for your organization. And then I can make still bad. So obviously some managers are gonna still make bad decisions, and not on purpose. It may be they did take their time and look at all the possible variables that could happen after making the decision that they're going to make, but sometimes things just don't work out as they plan to be. So I feel like this is a big part of it, but I think this is also very helpful. So the way I see it, I feel a manager needs to really look at all the possible outcomes, make the best decision possible for the organization, and stick with the plan. Like strictly, do not make any changes or adjustments. And then once the plan is fully done, as the manager, if it didn't work, you can go back and, like I said earlier, look back at the negatives and apply them to the future in order to prevent these type of things from happening again. So like I said, it's not always the manager's fault that they make a bad decision. It's just based on the way things plan out, like the way things work out in the end. So it's important to stay positive and use the negative as a learning experience, and apply it for the future. Um, so as a manager, I feel like it's important to just stay calm throughout the whole process and be able to understand that there is going to be some things that go wrong sometimes, but you can't be hard on yourself, and you have to accept that some things might go wrong. And as these things happen, you got to be able to adapt to the different scenarios that come up and situations, and just be able to be patient and work around, but at the same time let the employees know that everything's gonna be okay. And it's important as a manager to at the end of the day, is when you make a decision, you just gotta realize if it's gonna benefit the organization in a whole, or if it's not going to at all. Because if it doesn't, if you got to rethink the decision that you're planning to make.